In the current era of globalization or now time, at what is school, there are 5 generations of humans, those of baby boomer, X, Y, Z, and alpha generation. Perhaps even most of you already know the difference in characteristics of the 5 across generation. But some may wonder, what is the origin of the generations, names, or terms to this day so popular? Here the review.
Number 1. Baby boomers. Baby boomers born 1946 to 1964. Post-World War II Americans to enjoy newfound prosperity, which resulted in the baby boom. As a result, the children who were born were nicknamed the baby boomers. The baby boomers generation is an important part of the world's population, especially in developed countries. Most historians say the baby boomers phenomenon likely involved a combination of factors. People wanting to start a family they put off during World War II and the Great Depression, and a sense of confidence that the next era will be safe and prosperous.
Generation X is a generation born between 1960 until 1980. Generation X is generation born in the early years of the development of technology and information, such as the use of computers, video games, cable TV, and internet. Generation X is able to adapt and is able to accept change quite well, so that it can be said to be a generation that is tough and has a character. Characteristic of Generation X have a lot of sense, independent, need emotional comfort, prefer something informal, and have the ability to do business or trade compared to the baby boomers generation. Life between work and personal is balanced. Develops opportunities you have, likes positive work relationships, likes freedom, and has room to grow.
Generation Y were born between 1977 until 1995. Generation Y is known as the millennial generation. This generation uses a lot of instant communication technology such as email, short message service, and others. This is because Generation Y is a generation that grew up in the internet booming era. Not only that, this Y generation is more open political and economic views, so they look very reactive to environmental change that occur around them. Characteristics of Generation Y or millennial generations. First, the Generation Y more commit to the company. Second, work is one of the priorities, but not the top priority. Third, likes a straightforward solution. Fourth, likes openness and transparency. Fifth, love feedback and also like new challenges that are challenging, which makes them have to push their limits. Generally, they are better educated, the faster relate works and financial. But there is a sharp gap between the economic progress of those with tertiary education and of those without tertiary education. And the millennial generation also likes to read. Are you millennial generation?
The G generation was born after 1995 and is regarded as the future of the global economy. Furthermore, they believe in diversity, equality, and non-discrimination, not only in society but also in advertising that is broadcast. This generation is rather optimistic and greatly motivated by their ambition. For digital native, self-actualization is a high priority, as well as satisfying work and good climate work. This generation grow in a variety of family structure, a more diverse mix of ethnic group, and blurred role of gender. Before they go shopping, they look for inspiration online on platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Whenever they shop inside the store, they get real-time feedback from their friend to WhatsApp. The process of purchasing from previous generation was simple, look and buy. With this new insight into digital native purchase behavior, new opportunities developed. Gen Z started their job search early. A quarter began in their first year of college or second years, will have begun in their junior or senior years. Only 1 in 10 waited till after graduation. The Z generation is the youngest of the new generation to enter the workforce. It usually called the internet generation. G generation is mostly interconnected via cyberspace. From childhood, it is readily identified by technology and is familiar with smartphone, and is categorized as a creative generation. Feature preferable to social activities over previous generation, preferable to startup, multitasking, suffering, technology, and expert for offering them. Environmental concern being susceptible to the environment in which they produce them. Clever and easy to capture information quickly.
The most significant difference in characteristic between Generation X, Y, and Z is the mastery of technology and information. In Generation Z, information technology is already a part of their life because they was born where access to the internet has become a global culture. So, that impacts of their values and outlook on life goals.
In this year, on average, the world education average, the largest generation on the path to college is the millennial, where millennial used to love something out of the books, very like challenge and reward.
They tend to be overconfident, dare to express their opinion either directly or through social media. This generation grows along with the emergence of various new breakthroughs in communication technology, from short message service, email, instant messaging applications such as BlackBerry Messenger, WhatsApp, Line, and various other forms of written communication.
Forms of written communication are left to be more comfortable and appropriate by the millennial generation that show that millennials prefer all forms of communication that are friendlier and more intimate in tone.
Suggestion for parents. First, create a comfortable environment. Trying to create a comfortable environment can be doing at home, where children and parents can talk and exchange ideas. Second, can be to compromise. There is nothing wrong with changing your mindset and looking for a middle way when there are differences of opinion. Third, always be honest and open. Being honest and open is basic to good communication. In this way, children will feel support to express their feelings.
Suggestions for teachers in dealing with students belonging to Generation Z. 1. Interact with open-ended questions about hobbies, goals, and many more. 2. Give awards in the form of praise or gifts. 3. Protect and position yourself as friends. 4. Create an interesting learning model. And 5. Become a role model.
The advice for students is that we should be smart in following the development of the age in which they must prepare each skill and creativity as students to deal with the next generation with a more rapid digital age.
Next, suggestion for Generation Z, that is, number 1, don't live more than you can afford. Number 2, make a financial plan. Number 3, prepare an emergency fund. You often hear suggestion to have an emergency fund. Not without reason, preparing an emergency fund is highly recommended by many people. The reason is we'll never know what will happen in the future. Let's look at the extreme pandemic condition so many have been cut. In such condition, you will definitely be very grateful to have prepared an emergency fund.